Hey guys, welcome back to another New World video. Today I'm going to be showing you an up-to-date guide on the best way to get to 200 armoring in New World. Before we begin, I'd like to say that each step I'll be providing you with a couple of options throughout. This is because the prices of things like coarse leather and linen will be different on every server, so unless you plan on farming these materials yourself, you'll want to choose the cheapest option. Also, if you have more coarse leather in your storages than linen for example, you'll probably want to use the coarse leather options. I have to leave that choice up to you because it depends whether you want to buy the materials or farm them. Also, it depends on the cost of the materials and which materials you have a lot of already. Just a few quick things you should know before we get started. There are town board projects which give armoring XP. These give quite a lot of XP for very little cost and they give you a ton of territory standing. I highly recommend doing these when you can. Also, just a reminder, you should do your crafting in a settlement which has the lowest crafting tax in. You can lower crafting tax costs when you level up your territory standing. Another tip is that Amazon have introduced a first craft bonus XP system into the game, which means the first time you craft a new item, you get double the XP for it. So when you unlock new items, I'd recommend crafting them one time just to get the free double XP. Lastly, a common misconception is that you need to respec to 100 focus. This isn't the case because this only gives you an extra 10% repair parts, so you don't need 100 focus. With all that being said, let's get started. You'll be using the outfitting station for all of your crafting. So to get from 1 to 50 armoring, you can either make 112 coarse leather gloves or 112 linen gloves, it doesn't matter which. You also have the option to craft the boots too, it just depends on whether you have more coarse leather than linen or vice versa. If you're farming the materials, I think rawhide is easier to farm bulk of than fibers, and in general rawhide is also cheaper. So you may want to choose to craft the coarse leather boots if that's the case. But again, it depends on your server and whether you're farming or buying the materials. Once you get to 50, you'll want to make either 345 rugged leather gloves or 345 sateen gloves. I've listed the materials you need on the screen and this will get you straight to level 100. Once you get to 50, of course, you don't need to consider making the boots here because you only have to use one high tier ingredient, and you always want to use less of the highest tier ingredient because the highest tier ingredients cost more. So for this reason, above level 50, you'll only want to be making the gloves. Once you get to 100, you'll want to make either 488 layered leather gloves or 488 silk gloves. I've listed the materials again on screen and this will help you get straight to 150. Now the amount of materials you need may be slightly less if you're following the advice I gave earlier, which is to do the one-time craft bonus. Also, once you're at 100, you can now craft journeyman armor research notes at the outfitting station, which give a large amount of XP and this can help you get to 150 much easier. You can craft these when you have valuable armor scraps which you get from salvaging armor, so check your storages first to see if you have any of these armor scraps and definitely use them. Once you get to 150, you'll now want to make either 831 infused leather gloves or 831 infused silk gloves. You'll also have now unlocked master armor research notes which give even more XP and will reduce the amount of materials that you need. These master armor research notes require infused armor scraps which drop when you salvage high-end armor. So if you've played the game for a long time and done a lot of expeditions, you may have a stockpile built up already which will save you a huge amount of materials for getting to 200. They give you so much armoring XP so it's definitely worth checking if you have any. Lastly, another option for you becomes available when you get to 160. You'll have unlocked the ability to craft these expedition gloves which require the same materials but also expedition resources such as the sticky vines or spectral dust which drop from expeditions, or you can buy them from the trading post. The main reason you want to craft these is that crafting expedition gloves gives double the XP compared to crafting the infused silk gloves or the infused leather gloves. So if you've stocked up on these or they're selling for cheap, you should get to 160 armoring and then craft these instead to save on your other expensive materials. Again, this depends on how many you have and the prices of materials on your server. And these are definitely the cheapest and fastest ways to get to 200 armoring. Now, if you're at a level in between the levels I've listed here, for example 130, which means you're between 100 and 150 and you're not really sure how many resources you need exactly to get to 150, then I've provided a link in the description to a website called Gaming Tools which can help you calculate how many materials you'll need of each to get to the nearest milestone. All you need to do is type in your current armoring level, your desired level, and the website will calculate how many materials of each you need to get to the next milestone. That's it for this video guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if this video helped you out at all, and take care of yourselves guys.